Hey everyone, it's Casey, and today we are going to go through a fun little Vinyasa flow sequence, focusing a lot into the hips. And so I would recommend that we have 2 blocks, essentially a strap, and that's it. We're going to jump right on in and we're going to have fun today. Above all else, listen to your body and enjoy. So let's come down onto our backs. And just begin to bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees open up. And as you take this shape, if it does not feel good to start off with this kind of inner hip opener, then feel free to take any other leg variation. Perfectly welcome to do so. You can either keep the feet exactly where they are, or maybe play a little bit with the placement. You can draw the heels up a little bit closer towards the hips, or you can even push the feet a little farther away and just feel the differences in how you're able to settle into your hips. So as you find the point that feels good for you right now, we're going to drop in a little bit and release some excess tension that might still be on the surface with a couple deep breaths together. So first, just take a deep breath in and open up your mouth and let it go. Now we're going to dig a little deeper. Slow your breath down. Start to breathe in through the nose. Fill up all the way into your belly and your lower back. Fill up into your lower rib cage and your mid back. And then all the way up into your chest and shoulders. Holding at the top, retain the breath. And then just open up your mouth and let it all the way out. One more, just like that. Slow breath in. Take your time. Start to expand the torso as much as you can in all directions. As you come to the top of the breath, just let yourself pause. And then just open up your mouth and let it out. And now that we've let go of some tension, some stuckness, and we've allowed ourselves to stretch the lungs open a little bit, just let your breath fall back into a more natural yet fuller pace. We're going to come into your Ujjayi breath. So just begin to lightly restrict the breath down the back of the throat. Give it the ocean wave sound. Can also be thought of as Darth Vader breathing, or breath that you're fogging up a mirror, but keeping the lips sealed. Whatever helps you tap into the breath. Give yourself about 4 or 5 more just right here as you are, and feel all of your thoughts just melting out. Any of your distractions, anything that is preventing you from touching into present moment. Let it all spill out. All right, let's go ahead and gently bring movement into the fingers and into the toes. Rock your head from side to side. If you need to change your leg variation first, you absolutely can. Otherwise, we're going to play from this shape, keeping your left leg where it is. Lift your right knee and draw the right knee to the chest, using your hands to pull it in. Now, as you do, if at any point it's too much on your left hip, just go ahead and stretch your left leg long in front of you, or anything that helps you feel a little more accommodated in your body. So as you pull the right knee to the chest, maybe you can find a little more space by drawing it towards the right armpit. And you can also take it a little deeper if it feels accessible for half happy baby. Listen to your body. Right hand can reach for the inside of the leg to grab a hold of the foot, or maybe the ankle, shin, or the back of the thigh. Angle the sole of the foot so that it's facing towards the ceiling, and just feel the heaviness of the knee trying to sink towards the floor. Hips stay nice and grounded. Whatever variation you're in, go ahead and give yourself one more deep breath. Bend the knee, release the foot if you have it. Set the foot back down into that half butterfly or whatever variation you are in. Switching sides, feel the left knee gently draw up. Maybe use your hands for some assistance. And then the left knee draws to the chest. Hands pull it in. Once again, just be really easy here. Maybe we open it towards the armpit. I want you to move slow so you're able to kind of tap into the edges of your body, feeling those little responses. If you want to go deeper and your body's giving you that response, maybe left hand reaches through inside of the leg, attaching to the foot or anywhere along the leg, and then just trying to angle the sole of the foot up and feel the heaviness of your legs both just sinking down and towards the ground. Couple deep breaths here. Okay, let's go ahead and gently release. Let the foot come back down to meet the other. Hands help to lift the knees towards one another if you're still in butterfly. Separate the feet a little bit and just sway your knees from side to side. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more hip opening here. And we're going to turn it into a little bit of a gentle twist as well. So as the knees come through to center, feet on the ground, let's cross the right ankle over the left thigh. And then just feel your right hand helping to press the right thigh away from you. You can stay right here. Maybe lift your left foot off the ground and weave your hands through to catch around your left thigh or around the front of the shin. And just drawing towards the chest. Back of the hips is nice and heavy. And just feel the stretch into the outer hip and glute. If you want to intensify a little bit of sensation, let your legs tilt a little bit over to the left side, maybe just about an inch or two. 2 more breaths. If your legs tipped a little to the side, just bring them back through to center. Keep them crossed as you release the left foot down to the ground. Open the arms out from the shoulders. Now, with the foot that's on the floor, begin to walk it over to the left side of the mat, and then let your legs drape over to the right side. As they fall to the right, just let your body hang heavy. Your right foot might need to adjust a little bit so it's resting on top of that left thigh. If that is too much to have the pressure of the foot on the leg, just take the foot and drop it down to the floor right underneath it. Doesn't have to be on top. If you're already feeling enough sensation without it anchored on top, then just do that instead. Couple more breaths. Okay, from here, if the foot's still on top, go ahead and just slide it down to the ground. Swivel the knees through to center, walk the feet in, and feel free to shake them out however you'd like to here. Okay, and then we're going to start with the hip opening on the other side. So as the knees come back to center, feet about hips width apart, this time we're going to cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Now use your left hand to press the left thigh forward. And your option is to stay right here or lift your right foot off the ground and weave your hands through. Catch your right thigh or maybe around the front of the right shin. Same thing. Sacrum stays heavy on the ground. Shoulders relaxed. Ease some tension from your face. And you can stay here or let your legs shift a couple inches over towards the right side this time. And just feeling that subtle adjustment and how it creates a whole lot of sensation. One more deep breath here. If the legs did shift over to the side, bring them back through to center. Keep them crossed as you release the right foot to the floor if it's lifted. Open the arms out from the shoulders, and then the foot on the ground, walk it over to the right side. As it touches the right edge of the mat, you can let the knees drape all the way over to the left side, make adjustments as needed. And then same thing, if you want to take that top foot and just rest it down on the ground, if it feels a little too much on top, please do that. Try to find a positioning that creates opening and space, but also creates a sense of ease and softness within the body. Couple more breaths. If the foot is on top, go ahead and rest it back down. Knees come back through to center. Shake out your legs however you'd like for a couple breaths. Knees pull to chest when you're ready. As the arms wrap around the legs, maybe sway a couple times side to side. And then grab the backs of your thighs and start to rock forward and back from your shoulders to your hips until you come all the way up to a seated position. From your seated position, spine up nice and tall, join your hands together at heart center, and just take a moment to set an intention to guide you through practice today. Gently open up through the eyes and make your way into a tabletop position, coming onto all fours, hands and knees. Nice neutral spine to begin. Let's take a deep breath in. And exhale, chin to your chest, round your back into cat pose. Tail lengthens down, lift your belly button up and in. And then inhale into your cow. Feel the belly drop down. Ribs draw forward, heart lifts up, sit bones tilting towards the ceiling. And exhale, rounding back in, curling nice and tight, navel lifts, pressing through the hands and shoulders. Inhale, open up. And just start to move on your own, really start to match with the length of your own breath. And ride out the movements to match. And feel free to incorporate the movements that you'd like here. We're just going to be moving and breathing from this position for a couple more breaths. Come back to a neutral spine when you're ready. We're going to start with the left side so you have a nice demonstration for this first round. We're going to take the left leg and just kick it out to the left side. As you kick it to the left, you're going to begin to sink the hips towards the back heel. You should feel a nice little opening through the inside of the hip and groin. If not, walk the foot out a little bit more to the side. And then start to come forward. You're rolling the thigh bone through the hip socket. So as you come forward, play with that movement. See how far you can kind of rainbow the hips forward and down. Inhale and exhale, just nice and slow. You don't have to move to the pace of your breath. Just make sure you're taking those deep breaths in and out and just kind of moving at a nice slow pace back and forth. Last round. Now, as the hips come back over that right knee, shoulders right over the wrists, you may need to adjust the foot that's out to the side and bring it in a little bit closer. You also might feel that you want to bend the knee, and both of those are perfectly fine options. We're going to try to lift the foot directly up out to the side. Now, as you lift, lifting through the pinky toe edge or just a bend into the knee is perfectly fine. Wherever you are, find some circular motions, big circles, little circles, whatever you'd like. And then reverse the direction. And then slowly extend the leg back and bring the knee down to the ground. Nice. Let's go ahead and do that other side. Kick the right leg out to the right side, maybe adjust it further away or closer in. Begin to sink the hips back towards the back heel. Roll the head of the femur through the hip socket and then start to bring it forward. Maybe walk the hands out. Follow that movement in the hips. Maybe sink the hips forward and down. Move on your own, nice and slow through your breath. One more full round of movement. Okay. Hips come back. Stack them over that left knee. Hands adjust. If they walked forward, bring them back underneath your shoulders. With the right leg out to the side, maybe walk it in, maybe bend the knee. Begin to lift the leg up and out. As you lift, start to make some circles here, either with the leg straight or with the knee bent. One more breath. And then slowly extend the leg back, set the knee to the ground. Quick little child's pose. Just sink the hips to the heels, relax your spine forward and down. Know that you can come back here any time you'd like. Okay, when you're ready, let's come forward, tabletop. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Let's come into our first downward dog of this practice. A few breaths here, just kind of shifting around in your body, trying to create more space and length into those hamstrings, the lower back, the entire back body. Okay, inhale, come up onto the toes. Exhale, looking forward. Go ahead and walk your way to the top of the mat. Land in a forward fold. Feet about hips width apart. Softness in your knees. Lengthen your spine halfway. Breath in. And exhale, fold. Now you have an option of just hanging out here if you'd like. Maybe grab opposite elbows or sway side to side. If you're feeling it a little bit more open and ready, you can also grab the legs or the feet and help to draw yourself in. Whatever variation you'd like, 2 more breaths. Now inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to standing. Reach up nice and tall. Open up the chest at the top of the breath. And exhale, forward fold. Come all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the spine. Start to separate the feet about the width of the mat. Turn the toes out. Sink the hips down. Coming into a nice squat position, Malasana. Hands can stay down. If able, hands at heart center, using elbows to help keep the knees open, pointing in the same direction as the toes. You can also sit up on a block or 2 if you'd like here. Maybe sway side to side between your feet, lifting the chest. One more breath. Come through to center, hands drop down. Walk them forward if you'd like more space. Lean in, lift the hips, and walk the feet back towards one another. Shake that. Long spine, take a deep breath in. Exhale, plant the palms, step back into a plank position. From plank, you can always drop the knees down to the ground, but keep the core nice and tight. So the belly button is hugging up and in, pressing into the floor through the hands and feet. Quads are engaged. One more breath. Start to shift a little weight forward and exhale, come all the way down to the ground. Option to use the knees to try to get the belly and chest down at the same time. Untuck your toes. 3 rounds of cobra. Come up as high as it feels good for you. Inhale, lift up through the chest. And exhale, right back down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale right back down. Inhale, lifting up, hold here for a couple breaths. Open up the space across the chest, shoulders relax down away from the ears. One more deep breath in. And exhale, make your way back into downward facing dog, however it feels best. 2 more breaths in your down. Now, inhale, come up onto the toes. Exhale, looking forward, step or lightly hop, come to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to standing. Reach up tall, open up the chest, feel the heart lifting and expanding. And exhale, forward fold, hinging right back down. Halfway lift, breath in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank position. We're going to go through the vinyasa from your plank, shifting forward. Exhale, lower half or all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, finding your back bend of choice. And exhale, downward facing dog. 2 deep breaths. We're going to keep this energy flowing, so please feel free, drop the knees, take rest whenever you'd like. Otherwise, let's take a deep breath in. Looking forward, exhale. Step or hop, come to the top of the mat, feet together. Halfway lift, take a breath in. And exhale, forward fold. Bend into the knees. Inhale, chair pose. Hips down, arms up. Now, as we sink into our chair, we're not going to take just any ordinary chair pose today. So let's take hands together at heart center. Start to feel weight shift into your right leg. See if you can lift your left heel off the ground. Extra challenge, float your left foot, but continue to sit in your chair. 1 more breath. Set the left foot down, transfer weight into your left foot. Breathe, spine tall. Lift your right heel if you can. Maybe hover the right foot. Sink your hips back and down. Sit into that chair. Setting both feet down, arms up, chair pose, breath in. And then exhale, forward fold, all the way down. Hold here, take a deep breath in. Open up your mouth and let it out. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, take your vinyasa. Plant the hands, step or hop back from high to low. Move at your own pace. Find your back bend on your breath in. And we'll meet in downward facing dog on that breath out. But child's pose is a great option as well. Let's go ahead and step the feet together. Inhale the right leg up, lifting it towards the ceiling. Open up the hip and the knee. Couple breaths here. Move as it feels good. Inhale, straighten the leg, square through the hips, and exhale, take a big step forward all the way to the front. From here, let's open up the back foot, a nice 90-degree angle. Inhale, warrior 2, rise. Open up the arms, reaching forward and back, gazing over the front hand. And as you sink in to level out the hips, feel the spine lifting from that foundation. Couple more solid breaths here. Flip the front palm, inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, take your hands down to the ground. Now from here, pivot on your back foot. Walk the hands forward, lift the back leg up, standing splits. You can always take your hands to blocks. You can always walk your hands more forward. Okay, that's going to help to make it a little bit easier or more accommodating. And if you want to challenge yourself more, walk the hands in closer and start to hinge in closer. One more breath. Take it easy here. We're not maxing it out. We're easing into our bodies. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back. Take your vinyasa. Little modified sun salutation B here. Little different. Stepping the feet together. Inhale, left leg up. Open up the hip, bend the knee on your exhale. Couple breaths and just move as you will here. Inhale, straighten out the leg, square through the hips, and exhale, take a big step forward between the hands. Open up the back foot 90 degrees. Inhale, rise, warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Arms reach, forward and back, gaze over that front hand. Sink into the front thigh, open the thigh, spine lifts. 2 more deep breaths. Really melt into your foundation. Feel the strength from the base lifting all the way up. Flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, hands down to the mat from here. Pivot on your back foot. Walk the hands as far forward as you'd like. Maybe bring them to blocks. Standing splits. Draw yourself in as much as you feel comfortable to do so, especially for this first introduction in our practice. Don't feel like you have to max it out. Now, inhale, lengthen the spine. As you set the hands down, step or hop back, take your vinyasa. Skip the vinyasa at any point and just make your way to downward dog. Everyone take a deep breath in when you're here. Open up your mouth and let it out. Let's take a quick child's pose. Drop the knees, sink the hips, and breathe. We're going to start to play a little bit on our mats. We're going to have a little bit of fun. Hopefully you have a lot of fun, but I'll make sure we at least have a little fun. All right. So I would suggest before we get started on this next thing that you might want to have a block somewhere near the front and a block somewhere near the back, just in case. Just in case. When you're ready, let's make our way into downward facing dog. All righty, stepping those feet together. Let's inhale, right leg up. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten the legs, square through the hips. And exhale, take a big step to the front. This time, let's go ahead and balance on our feet just as they are. Inhale, come up, crescent lunge. As you come up, feeling a slightly different foundation, nice squared hips here as you sink into the legs, lift the spine, and engage the energy all the way out through the fingertips. Core is nice and active. Let's take another deep breath in. Exhale, standing splits. Hands come down, back leg lifts up. Now, inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. You're going to bend your standing leg, take a big step back and open it up 90 degrees. Inhale, rise, warrior two. Sink in. Now, inhale, flip the front palm, reverse your warrior. Hold. Now, inhale, come all the way back up, warrior two. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Pivot the toes to the side of the mat. Feet parallel, arms stretch high. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. And exhale, fold. We're going to hold here for a breath or two. Hands can stay. They can grab the feet. They can walk behind you, whatever you prefer. One more breath. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. Walk your hands over to the left, the back of your mat. And as you do, pivot your left toes to also point towards the back of the mat, but keep your right foot angled as it is so the toes are pointing to the side of the mat. So as you bend into your left knee here, we're going to take the left hand down to the inside of the foot, either to a block or to the floor. Press down into it, open up the ribs and chest, right arm up, extended side angle. Take another breath or two here. Now slowly take the top hand back down. I want you to frame your left foot with your fingertips so you're facing the back of the mat. And now we're going to pivot on the back foot to lift the back heel off the ground. Walk the hands forward, standing split other side. One more breath. Now, lengthen your spine, bring your body parallel with the ground. So your torso and your back leg are essentially parallel with the ground here. You're going to flex through the lifted ankle, okay? So a nice bend into the ankle, and then kick the foot out to the side, out to the right as much as you can, and then slow and steady, lower it all the way down to meet the left forward fold. Take a deep breath in. Open up your mouth and let it out. Halfway lift, breath in. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to standing. Reach up nice and tall, open up the chest. Take your hands, bring them together at your heart center. Let's shift weight into your right foot. We're going to come into a tree pose. So find a focal point in front of you. Left knee starts to lift towards the chest. Slowly open the knee to the side. Squeeze the foot in and try to connect the foot to the leg without using your hands. Use your hips. Maybe the arms expand up and out. Now, everybody, don't think about it. Just close your eyes. It's okay to lose your balance. It's okay to stumble. Let yourself. See if you can get back into it, keeping your eyes closed, nice and slow. 2 more breaths. Open up the eyes, hands to your heart, knee to center, and set the foot down. Shake out your legs. Whew. All right. Getting all over our mats today. Arms up, deep breath in, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. Plant the palms, step or hop back. Take your vinyasa, still facing the back of the mat. Inhale, left leg up nice and tall. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten the legs, square the hips. Exhale, take a big step forward to the front. Find balance between your feet. Inhale, crescent lunge, come all the way up. Nice. Standing splits, hands come down, back leg lifts. Give yourself a deep breath. Inhale, lengthen the spine halfway. Bend your standing leg, take a big step back. Open the back foot up, 90 degrees. Inhale, come all the way up, warrior 2. Settle in. Flip the front palm. Inhale, reverse it. Holding here. Inhale, come up, warrior 2. Exhale, sink in a little deeper. Now let's straighten out the left leg. Pivot the toes, feet parallel to the side of the mat. Arms reach up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen the spine, breath in. And exhale, folding deeper. Hands can take whatever variation you'd like. 1 more breath. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Walk your hands back around to the right, to the front. Pivot your right toes. Right toes also point towards the front. Back foot stays open to that 90-degree angle. You're going to bend into your right knee. Right hand plants to the inside of the foot, either to a block or down to the ground. Press into that ground, open up, left arm up, extended side angle. Give yourself a couple breaths here. Feel that foundation, that nice opening throughout the body. And then take the top hand, bring it down to the ground. Frame your right foot with your hands, and let's lift the back heel as you pivot on the back foot. Now, hands are going to walk forward, standing split. Draw yourself in. Now, inhale, lengthen the spine halfway. This time we're going to take a flex into our left ankle. Kick the leg out to the left side. Keep it lifted as high as you can, and then slow motion, lower it all the way down to meet the right. Forward fold once you're there. Halfway lift breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up to standing. Reach up nice and tall, open up the chest, and join your hands together, heart center. Now, from here, tree pose on the other side. Weight shifts into your left leg, lifting right knee towards the chest. Find your focal point to begin. Start to open your right knee to the side. Squeeze the foot in. Let it connect to the standing leg. Then from here, you can begin to grow the arms all the way up over your head, expanding them out. And then just close your eyes. Let yourself lose balance. It's okay to feel wobbly. Couple breaths. Open up the eyes, hands to heart, knee to center, and then set the foot down, shake it out. Whew. Okay. Arms up, take a deep breath in. Now facing the front of the mat, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Take your vinyasa, plant the palms, and flow. Okay, one last little flow here. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Find your balance. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, big step back. Open it up 90 degrees. Inhale, rise, warrior two, sinking in a little deeper. Now flip the front palm. Inhale, reverse it. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg, pivot the toes, arms up. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Walk your hands around to the left, back of the mat. Pivot your left toes. Left hand plants to the inside, blocker to the floor. Inhale, right arm reaches up, extended side angle. Hold here for an extra breath. Now, we're going to take this to half moon. Your left hand can be to a block or the ground. Right hand to your hip. Keep the hips open. You're going to bring that left hand forward, as far forward as you can. And then you're going to start to walk your back foot in, getting the hips more stacked over the front leg. Keep walking that bottom hand forward as much as you need until you can lift. Keep the hip open on that right side as you come up into half moon. Maybe right arm reaches up. Couple more breaths. We are going to come out of this really slow, just like we did from that warrior three. So right hand comes down. Square your hips. You're going to kick your right leg to the right side. And then slow motion, lower it down to meet the left. Long spine, breath in. Exhale, take your vinyasa. Plant the hands, step or hop back. Go through the motions. Once you're in downward dog, inhale, left leg high. And exhale, big step through. Find balance. Inhale, crescent lunge, come all the way up. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, big step back. Open it up 90 degrees. Inhale up, warrior two. Sink in a little bit deeper. Flip the front palm. Inhale, reverse it. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the leg. Pivot the toes. Arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine halfway. From here, walk your hands to the right. Pivot your right toes. Facing now the front of the mat. Right hand plants down. Open up ribs and chest. Left arm up, side angle. Breath in and out. Now, hand to a block or the floor. Walk it forward. Take the top hand to the hip. Walk the back foot in. Keep walking that bottom hand out until we can lift the back leg up, keeping the hips nice and open for that half moon position. Try to get that bottom hand stacked underneath the shoulder. Maybe the left arm up. One more breath here. Top hand down. Square the hips. Kick your left foot out to the left side. And slowly bring it down to meet the right. Forward fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Take your vinyasa. And then after you're done with your vinyasa, make your way to child's pose. Sink the hips back. Relax, breathe. Maybe open up the mouth and let something out. Deep sighs. A nice release. I am going to open up the next minute here for you. If you would like to practice an arm balance or an inversion that's currently part of your practice that you're working on, feel free to take that here. Otherwise, just enjoy your child's pose. Enjoy resting, letting go. Just about a minute longer here. Make this your own. Okay. If you're up or you're practicing an inversion or arm balance, make your way down to child's pose. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Alrighty, so make your way into tabletop position, and we're going to set up for froggy pose today, which is going to target more inner hips and groin. So I like to turn sideways on my mat so that as my knees open up, I still have the support of my mat underneath my knees rather than taking it onto the surface outside, okay? But it's entirely up to you. If you want to put padding or cushion underneath your knees, you're welcome to do that. Sometimes I just roll my mat edges back to create that extra. So from your tabletop, walk your knees as wide apart to the sides as you can get them. And once your knees are essentially doing a wide split, open up your feet so they're equally open and creating 90-degree angles in your knees. Okay, so bending in the ankles, bending in the knees, and trying to keep your hips lined up with the same angle of your knees all the way through. You can stay on your hands, you can lower onto blocks, forearms to the ground, or eventually maybe lowering your chest all the way to the ground. I'm going to turn sideways here so I don't go out of the frame for you. And just allow yourself to try to relax as much as possible. We're going to be here about, let's say about 8 or so deep breaths. Relax as much as possible. Okay, so coming out of this, you can either slide forward and out, or you can come back up onto the hands, walk the feet in, and start to slowly creep the knees back in. And whatever position you come out of this in, I want you to just move or find stillness, whatever feels good for a few breaths. I want you to move however you would like, or not move. Sometimes the body just wants to go full rigor mortis after a deep stretch like that, and that's okay too. Okay, let's go ahead and come forward, sweep the legs around, grab a block, bring it with you, and come down onto your backs. Have that block nearby. And then let's hug the knees into the chest and just sway yourself from side to side. Ah, feels so nice on the hips. Okay, we're going to take a nice relaxing back bend. So set the feet to the ground, supported bridge, block any height of your choosing. Lift the hips away from the ground and just place your block to try to fill the space between your sacrum and the ground. Okay, so you might want to go up high, you might want it a little bit lower. Fill the space right on the back of the sacrum. And then just let yourself kind of flop out and relax. Knees bent. Try to get the feet essentially underneath the knees so you have a nice support. And then just let your eyes drop back into the sockets. Feel this softness over your body. Now, if you want more active back bends, if you're like, hey, I'm pushing it today, I'm feeling pretty good energy, you can always come into some active bridges by just lifting the hips off the block and holding them up. You can come into full wheel position, hands by the ears and pressing up into the full back bend. It's entirely up to you what you want to do, but we're going to be here for, let's say, another couple minutes. And we're just going to let ourselves fully sink and surrender into this position, or to actively engage in and out as much as we feel called to do. Whatever you choose, just let it feel good for you. Have some fun with it. My fun right now is relaxing onto this block. That sounds pretty fun. So as long as you're doing what feels right for you, you're in your practice. Great job. Let's take about 6 more slow breaths. One more breath here. Okay. Maybe lift the heels if you want a little extra space. Press to the feet, lift the hips. Remove the block out from underneath you and just let your hips roll back down. Sway the knees side to side. If you're in an active variation, just coming all the way down, sway the knees. And whenever y'all's back feels ready, knees to the chest, arms wrap around the legs, creating more of a forward bend, feeling that nice opening now in the back body, swaying. Okay, let's keep the right knee drawn in as we stretch the left leg long out in front of us. Hold the knee with the left hand. Let the right arm fall out to the side. Let's take a deep breath in And exhale, twist. Pull the knee over to the left and down across the body while keeping the right shoulder anchored down. Maybe the head rolls off to the right side. And give yourself a few breaths here. Just feel yourself open and that gentle release deeper. Let's take one more breath here. Head to center, knee to center, switching legs. Right leg goes long, left knee pulls to the chest. On your inhale, hold the knee with your right hand. Left arm falls to the side, keep the shoulder down. As you exhale, pull the knee away from that stapled shoulder. And then just stop whenever you feel that edge. Maybe the head rolls over to the left. Each breath in, expand, and each breath out, just feel that gentle deepening. A few more breaths. Last one here. Head to center, knee to center. Hug both knees in nice and tight. Wrap your arms around your legs. Maybe squeeze your head up. Maybe give your knees a little kiss. And then Shavasana, final resting position. Taking the legs and arms out nice and wide. Clearing anything out of your space so that you can take up space. And feel that sense of expansion as you release here. Okay, we're going to go through a little bit of alternate nostril breathing if you care to join. If you would rather just let yourself relax as is, that's totally fine. With your right hand, find your peace fingers like you're going to throw a peace sign and bring them together as you bring them to your third eye point, the center of your forehead. And then just rest your thumb at your right nostril and your ring finger at your left nostril. And both of them are open for now. Let's exhale all the breath out. Through the nose, take a breath in. And then plug the right nostril with your thumb. Exhale through the left side. Keeping that left side open, inhale back in through the left. Plug the left, open up the right. Exhale through the right side. Inhale, right side. Plugging the right, opening up the left. Exhale, left side. And you're going to continue on your own. Whatever side you just exhaled through will be the same side that you breathe in through. And whenever you're done inhaling, you're going to switch hands or switch sides and exhale through the opposite side and repeat the process. A few more rounds. Notice how it naturally starts to calm the mind, calms the body, creates more depth and length in the breath. One more full round. If you want to keep going, you can. Otherwise, just let your right hand fall down away from your face into any comfortable position. And just feel yourself let go of any effort, any control, and just let yourself be here. And the next few minutes are yours to simply enjoy the still and surrender that you've created. Start to slowly deepen your breath. Take the next few breaths to just incorporate little bits of movement in the way that feels best for you. Full body stretch, arms over your head, reaching down through your legs, your feet, your toes. Knees to the chest, arms wrap around the legs, sway side to side. And just roll to either side, nice little fetal position. And then use your top hand to press into the floor and guide yourself all the way up into a seated position of your choosing. Spine lifts, hands joined together at your heart, and just come back to that intentional space. Thank your bodies for all that they do for you, and thank you for choosing me to be your guide. Much love and much gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can open up your eyes when you're ready. Whew, that one got the heat up just a little bit, so hopefully your body is feeling good. I would love to hear about it in the comments. And otherwise, I'll be seeing y'all soon. Thanks so much.